technology which we never thought will possible. It reduces scrap. Definitely the wastage is gonna go down. Interestingly, one of the last point in the slide, which is distributed manufacturing. That's a completely new way of manufacturing things, or that's a complete new way of business, new business model that is gonna emerge. With the 3D printers, your manufacturing can be close to the customer. It can respond to customer much faster. You don't need to transport things over a longer distance. And how it is going to change supply chain? The first thing is the focus will shift from high volume, larger distance, because you don't need to put everything together at one hub and then transport over a larger distance. It can go closer to the consumer. Logistics will have to focus on smaller volumes and last mile connectivity. It could also simplify the procurement, because now you are probably procuring only printing material and rest all is getting printed with the with available few material and get the output. Second technology that we have on list is Industrial Internet of Things, or IoT. It is a network of sensors and actuators which work on data collection, monitoring, and decision making. How it is changing manufacturing? It will allow you to have a more visibility on factory, which will allow you quick decision making, which also allows you to make a predictive maintenance. Is my machine going to fail? It also allows machines to adapt itself for incoming material. So these are the, and hence it will overall remove certain inefficiencies in manufacturing. How it is changing supply chain? Supply chains loves data. More data it has, better it will perform. So it will bring more transparency. It will allow you to create an integrated plan and execution. Visibility of goods in the transit will improve. And that's how you will be able to respond client demands far quicker. Third thing on my agenda, which is again have been spoken partly in the previous discussions, is about autonomous robots. Robots which has increased sense of dexterity and can learn from their environment. They, apart from advantages of traditional robotics, which is improving productivity, they can safely work with humans, and which will allow the productivity of the factory to go up in a rapid scale. How it is going to impact supply chain? Some of the manual jobs which are taking a lot of amount of time, human resources, and probably also the cost, can be improved. Something like picking and sorting can be automated. It can also reduce the supply response time, because IoT will give you data. It will allow you to make decisions, but who's going to make decision for you? Robots will make this decision quicker for you and take necessary action. Fourth thing I have on the list is the augmented reality. It's a special problem in which the computer environment is layered on the physical or real world. How it is changing manufacturing? It gives you probably some advantage to get first time right, rather than experimenting with which is the right way of assembling things or which is the right way to service things. AR or augmented reality allows you to first look at it or know it and then do it. How it is changing supply chain? Again, this is the area where some of the companies have already made some progress. So already made some progress, and they have seen that you can have some visual, non-visual cues. Worker can be guided to the nearest bin. Worker can be guided to how to sort or how to pick things. So the augmented reality and their impact on supply chain is already started to. We are already seeing it around us. The last one I have again is a big data and analytics. We have spoken a lot about big data and analytics. It's a large volume of data, and analyzing that data to draw upon actionable insights. Actionable insights is the keyword. How will it change manufacturing? Again, your data-driven decision making, improving the productivity, predictive analysis. You know what is going to go wrong, and how it is going to change supply chain. Predictive and real-time response for the supply chain variations. What is going to happen based on the past data? You have enormous data. What are the micro trends? What are the micro inefficiencies? In each transaction, if you can identify micro inefficiencies, you multiply it by number of transactions, suddenly you have big savings at your hand. So all in all, these 5 technologies are going to change the way we do manufacturing, and we are going about the supply chain. Now, all this is fine. People ask me that how this is going to happen in India. This is fine. This is happening probably in Germany. This is happening in US. There have been a lot of opinions how things are happening, how it is going to change Indian manufacturing. But there are no facts and figures. So what Tata Strategic has done, along with FICCI, we have conducted India's first survey on Industry 4.0. It had a respondents of more than 50 engineering companies, large, small, different basically a representative of an industry sample. It is the insights drawn from the business leaders. And the objective of the survey was very clear. We want to understand what is the awareness, relevance, and the readiness of Industry 4.0 in today's Indian manufacturing. And some of the insights that we draw are pretty startling. The first one I'm showing is about the relevance. If you see, large companies are leading the pack. They think Industry 4.0 is relevant. 63% of the large companies, that is two-thirds of the large companies think Industry 4.0 is something relevant for us in manufacturing and supply chain. On the flip side, your small and medium enterprises, only 1 in 2 is realizing it's relevant to me. We have seen that in India, small and medium are lagging large enterprises in technology adoptions. If all of us do not act quickly, this is gonna be a problem going ahead. Moving on, which technology they find most relevant? This is another interesting thing. IoT has come out as the most relevant technology. Overwhelmingly 75%, that's 3 out of 4 companies have told us that this is something that they think that is relevant to their business, followed by additive manufacturing and advanced and autonomous robotics. We asked them, why do you think this is relevant to you? What is the benefit that you are looking for? And one of the answers that came to us is reducing inventory and logistics cost. So logistics cost is about 1 in 3 companies is saying we will adopt Industry 4.0 to reduce our logistics cost. That's a powerful statement. And I will also like to draw upon the first 2 factors, which is about the plant productivity and production downtime. It's also related to supply chain. So supply chain is the topmost reason people in India, Indian companies want to adopt Industry 4.0. And that's worth noting. We asked them, when are you going to adopt it? So 10% of the companies said we are already adopting. They are doing either some pilot is going on, some experimentation is happening. But overwhelmingly, 80% of the people said in next 3 to 5 years, so we are broadly putting as an FY20, by 2020, about 80% of the company are willing to adopt Industry 4.0. We do understand there will be some euphemism around that. It could be overstated number, but people do have intent of adopting Industry 4.0. It is here. In India, it is here and it is today. We also asked them to get it. Normally in all product survey that you do, will you buy? Everybody says yes. But when you ask them, the price is at X rupees, and then suddenly a lot of hands go down. So we wanted to check what is the amount of capex that people are willing to spend. And if you look at the numbers, advanced robotics comes at top, not the IoT. Advanced robotics or autonomous robotics is where people are willing to spend most amount, as high as 15% of their annual capex. Additive manufacturing comes second, and IoT comes third. Obviously, there is a long list, but these are the main technologies which make a cut for the capex. Now, if you take a pause and look at some of these numbers, 80% of the people want to adopt. 5 to 15% of their capex. If you look at the higher range, 15% of the capex, these are some significant numbers. These are some decent numbers. So do we understand? So people are obviously keen. They want to do something. But do they understand how should they go about adopting it? What are the ways to adopt Industry 4.0? And unfortunately, based on our last 1.5 to 2 years discussion with the senior leadership, we understand people do not understand. People are still struggling how to go about or start their Industry 4.0 journey. Look at some of the snippets or conversation that we have picked from the leaders of the Indian companies. And when I say Indian, it's MNCs who are present in India or in companies with the Indian promoters. So one of these MD of a multinational tools company is telling us that we understand benefits, but it is difficult for us to identify starting point. He also mentions it's challenging to identify leverage appropriate technologies. There are a lot of technologies, but which is appropriate for me. Another MD of a leading engineering company tells us that it is difficult to visualize a big picture and select a right technology. Many suppliers approach us, but what we are unable to evaluate. That shows confusion. The last one, again, a MD of a company is telling us that we have seen some Industry 4.0 experiment is being done, it is being adopted in certain pockets, but how to replicate across the firm, across the industry, that is where we are struggling. Look at the pattern. Difficulty in identifying starting point, visualizing a big picture, unable to evaluate technologies, and unable to replicate. So there are issues that companies are facing. People are keen. Top management is keen to adopt, but how to go about it is something that they are still struggling with. Leveraging our experience across domain, we have worked, because of Industry 4.0, we have also got a good insights into how industry is thinking about it. Our functional expertise as a Tata strategy in strategy, operations, and organization effectiveness, and because of our diverse clientele, what we have been able to do is develop a playbook of adoption of Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 starts at a level, at probably a far higher level and goes far deeper than just operations. So what we have tried to do is we have tried to simplify it for the Indian customers how to go about Industry 4.0. And I'm going to share with you a abridged or a short version of the steps that how can one company go about it. It's a 5-step approach that we are proposing. You start with the identify business imperatives. What is that you want to solve? A lot of companies have gone wrong in starting with technology. This is a technology I want to adopt, or this is something that looks nice. This has been, my competitor has adopted it. Let me try it. But why do you want to adopt? What is the strategic intent? That is something you need to start with. Then see what is the level of digitalization. Mr. Natarajan also mentioned that how do you go about it? What is the level where you are? And then you need to go ahead. Identify areas of improvement. For a particular business improvement, what are the different things that you can do to improve or to solve that problem? And hence, look at what are the different technologies that are available within the market that can solve your purpose. Like any business case, what will you do is develop a feasibility study or create a ROI or create a business case for the problem. Also do that. This is one of the business problems that you are solving with the Industry 4.0 technology. Prioritize most suitable technology. You have looked at the market, you have created a business case, hence based on that, prioritize most suitable technology which suits you. Look at the capability. There was also mention about the people, processes, internal capability. So look at that and prioritize most suitable technology. And finally, create a roadmap for implementation and select partners. I'm sure when you go through some of these steps, there will be a lot of questions that will get answered that will remain unanswered. Some of the questions that will get answered within your firm. Some will require experts who are present here. You need their help. But I strongly advocate that you follow these processes once. But I also like to note that identifying business imperative or strategic intent is the must. Without that, if you start, it could lead to a problem. But once you have that objective fixed, everything else will fall in place. With this, I wish you all the best for your Industry 4.0 and good day. Thank you.
Thanks, Abhishek and Raj. Before we move to the next session, I think we've got some mementos for the speakers thus far. I'm just going to call out the names one by one if you just want to come up and pick up your mementos. Parag from IBM. He's left already. Harish, Capgemini. Do you want me to give it? Professor George from SP Jain. Okay. Natraj, my back. Sorry, is Ajay Menon here? From Freight? Okay. That's it. That's it. That's it.